my god. Ooh, Gaara protected him, bro. Sasuke's bold, man. Danzo doesn't seem phased, though. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Hope you're all having a good day or a good week. We're going to be getting into Shippuden today, picking back off with our Sith Lord, Sasuke, killing all these damn samurai, these poor, helpless little samurai. Probably not really helpless, but Sasuke is just, dude, he's something right now. Yeah, y'all, last episode popped off. I loved the tone of just how hype everything was when Zet's just popped up out of nowhere, Danzo being exposed, Raikage versus Sasuke, man, shit's just going crazy. And we got Madara in the background. You know, we'll see what he gets up to, how truthful he's gonna be here. But yeah, y'all, this arc's off to a hot start. I'm loving it. I think we can just go ahead and get in these episodes. If y'all enjoy them, drop a like for me, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all y'all support and spending time with me. If you are interested, check out the Patreon. This is the link below. We are 4 weeks ahead there. That is 16 episodes ahead. So if y'all want that early access or uncut reactions, join us there. We'd love to have you. And yeah, let's go and watch some Shippuden together. Damn. The setting of this fight is cool, dude. Man, the Raikage is freaking ripped, bro. Okay. So seemingly he's telling the truth. I mean, it shouldn't be that crazy, Naruto, after that one-on-one conversation he had with him and giving him some kind of power later on. Yeah, he's kind of been that way. He's consumed by the dark side. Another cycle, man. All began there. I like that. Ooh, lore time. Cool, man. I mean, the fact that it got split into two is already set up for failure. Yeah. They do embody the characteristics of them. Yeah. Dude, that's dope. Will of fire, baby. Yeah, he had a lot of feelings about him. Cool, dude. I like it. Now will they be able to overcome it?
内派の憎しみをすべて背負い、この憎しみの呪いを世界へぶつけるつもりだ。最も強い武器であり、友であり、力である憎しみ。それがサスケの人道だ。
Yeah, very different than Naruto's ninja way. I really love that lore and background. It sets up a good depiction of kind of the fate of Naruto and Sasuke as characters. The ninja way. Dude, the fact that Sasuke's fast enough to dodge that shit. Oh.
威力と貫通力を高めた月攻撃、畑かかしと同じ術。ライトンの鎧をまとったこの足に触れることができるとは大した術だな。
That's like a WWE move. Holy crap.
あれがライカゲの忍び体術か。これではもうサスケは生きていまい。増援はいらなかったな。
What the heck? What is this?
あれが万華鏡車輪なんか。
大丈夫か。そっちは蹴りがついたのか。
あのライガーボムを食らって生きてるやつなんて今までいなかった。あの骨にしろ何なんだこいつ。
俺が現実で押し負けた。体がまだ思うように動かない。ああいう天才はたまに出てくる。うちはサスケしぶとい。増援か。
Don't get in the way. Dude, this epic one-on-one, bro. God, this Mangekyo is so cool looking, y'all. I love the way it looks. Ooh.
おいしい。内派の目、前と少し違わないか。
万華鏡車輪なんか。そうか。だからライカゲ様はあそこまでの活性化を瞬身の術で対抗する気だ。
What are these bone things around him? It kind of reminds me of what Itachi had a little bit in their fight. I don't remember what that thing was called though. Oh, he's about to use Amaterasu? Yeah. I love the purple, dude. It's so cool. Rip to that samurai, bro.
見ている視点から発火するアマテラス。これが。
Ooh. That's cool, dude. You can use it as like a defense.
黒煙をコントロールしたのか。形態変化までイタチよりも黒煙に長けているというのか。
Yeah, he's got like more control over it.
ライカゲ様、まさか。
左腕をくれてやるとはね。
Dang.
あいつまだ。
Ooh, Gaara protected him, bro.
これは。
Sasuke, you lucky son of a bitch. Dude, Gaara's so cool. I love him so much. God. Oh, he took it off of them. Okay.
侍たちは下がっている。これは忍びの世界のごたごただ。あんたたち侍が犠牲になることはない。
Well said.
すまない、風影殿。どうなってんだ。
なぜ邪魔をした風影。
Bro, his arm's just on fire.
あのままあんたが技を出せば黒煙でさらに体を傷つけることになった。それに内葉サスケには話したいことがある。
Oh my god.
早く止血しろ。でき次第サスケが。
Dude, the Raikage is crazy, dude. Just like that. He's like, I'm willing to get to...
ライトンの鎧をまとったライカゲ様に触ることができ。
Yeah, dude. It's insane.
まだ生きている。左目はアマテラス。
Can't believe you just let his arm go like that.
形態変化させる能力と見て間違いないだろう。本当に B はこのサスケに捕まったのかもしれない。忍びの世界、まだ先があるというのか。
お前の目は昔のままだな。言ったはずだ。 お前は俺と同じ目をしている。
Yeah, man. Gaara's another good source to maybe try to help him get out of this hatred.
俺を孤独という地獄に追い込んだ者を殺したくてうずうずしている目だ。
Like how different Gaara's eyes are now.
復讐を生きる糧としても何も解決はしないことを俺は実感してきた。お前ならまだ間に合う。憎しみに取りつかれ一人の世界に逃げ込むな。帰ってこられなくなるぞ。
で、俺が帰ったとしてそっちには何がある？
ガーラやめとけ。説得できるならナルトは失敗してねえじゃんよ。こいつは今や暁にまで落ちた犯罪者だ。お前とは違う。
それにライカゲや暁にやられた者たちも黙ってはいない。5影階段を襲撃した時点で国際手配される。どのみちこいつに未来はない。
サスケ、お前は俺と似ている。この世の闇を歩いてきた者だからこそ小さな光明ですら目に届くはずだ。昔も、そして今も。
俺はとっくに目を閉じた。俺の目的は闇の中にしかない。
Frustrating, dude.
指示を挟むな。お前は風かけだぞ。
ガーラ。
分かっている。
Dude, fucking Sasuke, bro.
ナルトお前はいずれサスケと戦うことになるだろう。いや、俺がお前にサスケをぶつける。長きにわたる因縁の戦い、内派の存在をサスケに証明させる。
サスケはおめえのおもちゃじゃねえ。勝手なこと言ってんな。
サスケも長門のように心変わりさせてやるとでも、それこそ勝手な言い分だぞ、ナルト。人をコントロ
Depends on
ー
your
ル
point
す
of
るには
view.
心の闇を利用するテクニックが必要だ。長門はたまたま人に感化されやすい子だったがな。
No.
長門とてめえを一緒にすん。
Yeah, Naruto more so brings people back to like their humanity, man. He doesn't really manipulate them. He influences them, doesn't manipulate them. They are in control.
内派の存在、くだらないその証明が目的ならなぜ美獣を集める。お前の目的は一体何だ。何が望みなんだ。そうだな、強いて言うなら完全体になることか。完全体？どういうことだ。お前らに話してもあまり意味がない。もっと効果的な場で話す。お前らとの会話楽しかったよ。じゃあ。
Bastard.
サスケ。
伝統をここまでガードされる。絶対防御は健在だな。
すげえ。見つけた。団蔵もいる。すぐにサスケに知らせねえと。
Dude, Sasuke is not in a place to go after Danzo, bro.
やはり感知タイプがいたか。敵には感知タイプがいるようです。いずれここに来るかもしれませんが、どのように。
このままでいい。そいつらが来たらその混乱に乗じて外へ出る。
こそこそ。あるいが俺も感知タイプだ。敵にここがバレたのも分かってる。だがあんたたちは決して動くな。敵はこちらで対処する。
この階段も面白くね。
Sure is, dude. This summit is way more than I thought it would be, dude. I thought it was just gonna be pretty simple and then like the chaos would spread from there, but no, it's all here. There he is, dude. So sorry.
ダンスなし
これって。
Holy crap.
が、お前以上の絶対防御だ。
わしの攻撃をガードしていたのもあれか。
Dude, it has to be the thing that
あの時の現実と同じ。
that Itachi had, right?
やばそうだな。試したかったってのは。
Did he pass on those like spirit weapon things?
もう前のサスケじゃねえ。冷たすぎる。
なんだあれは。
闇の力か。
両目の万華鏡を開眼した者だけが手にする力。第三の
The
力。
third power.
スサノーだ。
SUSANOO. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Dude, that's crazy, bro. Oh, we finally gonna see where Killer Bee is? Bro, has he been underwater this whole damn time? Oh my god, that just shows the scale of how big his tail beast is. That's just one little tentacle. He was tiny in that thing. Bro has been hibernating underwater.
誰もいないな。
Dude, you've been gone for way too long. You know what your disappearance has caused?
土壇場で思いついた割にはいい案だったぜ。
何がいい案だ。俺の足を何本も犠牲にしやがって。
まあ、そう怒るな、ハッツァン。
Hey, oh. Here we go, y'all.
俺の前でそのうぜえラップ。
下手っぴが
Oh, poor Killer Bee.
お前を飼ってる俺が一番
Hey. God damn it, y'all.
だから今度は
演歌だ
しかしこれでやっとブラザーの干渉から逃れて佐藤
Oh, so he wanted to get away.
今の俺は暁
Okay, this makes more sense.
今頃ライカゲが大騒ぎしているぞいいのか
まあ俺も陣中力だったせいでこの里に武力として縛る
Damn, so he was still, despite being his brother, he still kind of used him.
でどうする気だ
演歌といえば金ちゃん先生だ
誰だそれ
知っとけよバカ野郎この野郎演歌忍者の
Bakarayo.
暁が黙ってないぜそれに俺を呼び出して体力もほとんど残ってないだろうつうか優勢だったのに俺を呼び出す必要があったのか
今までやった奴らの中でもあの車輪ガンは1、2を争うぐらい
Top two, dang. Okay, so who's the other one? Was it the Raikage or?
そろそろ時代が動くかもな
俺の演歌で
Dude, that's some comedic relief we needed right there. And back to now back to the seriousness.
消えたな
時空間忍術
Yeah, sure is.
加賀先生あいつが言ってたことって
奴の言うことを鵜呑みにするのは危険だよ
でも本当だとしたら
Don't fully believe it. Be skeptical, but take it into consideration.
気持ちはわかるが焦りは禁物だいいかマダラの言ったことはとりあえず俺
Yeah, it's a good idea.
極秘事項だ復興に向かう今余計な混乱は避けたいそれに話の裏付けが取れるまで
Mm-hmm.
内派一族殺しがイタチを利用した木の葉上層部の仕業だったなど俺たちの知らないことが多すぎる
I mean, that part seems to be true.
分かっているな
But I wonder if we'll find out more of like where the gray areas were, some of the lies potentially that Madara said through him telling the leaf and them kind of cross-checking.
スサノーだと
これが万華鏡車輪ガンってやつか
内派
They sure do. It just reminded me of the fight with Itachi and just all the tricks he had up his sleeve.
砂の衆一旦下がれ
Cocky son of a bitch, Sasuke.
狙いはここの柱か
Man, pure destruction, dude. Yeah, and you're... Oh no. Literally endangering your comrades too, dude. Oh man, I hate how dark he's getting. It sucks. Makes sense, but it sucks. Yeah, like Karin too, bro. What are you doing? He is so much colder than before. Alright, kind of saved her, but... Rough, in a rough way, Sasuke.
断層の居場所は突き止めたのか案内しろ
15と水月はどうすんだあいつらのチャクラはまだ
放っておけ
Dude. Yeah, he's changed a lot. Yeah, even from the time where he fought Killer Bee, he cared more about them, right?
早く案内しろ
分かったどうしちまったんだ
Yeah.
サスケ
He's gonna lose anybody who's willing to help him. That solitude that Gaara was talking about, it's bound to happen.
あちらも無事か
すまないっすね風影さん
サスケのやつこの隙に逃げたみたいじゃん
この惨状じゃ他の奴らもどうなっているかわからないな
And I love having Gaara back in the mix, y'all.
すぐにサスケの後を追うぞ
どうやら上へ向かったようです
ナルトお前ならどうした
おかげでナタが外れたのはいいけどこれじゃねえサスケとカリンとジュゴはどうなったかな
What the heck? Do you like taking the life force from him? Bro. Damn. That's gross, man. Ah. Are we gonna get adult Jugo again? Yep. Man, I kind of hope that Jugo, Karin, and Seagets just leave Sasuke after this crap.
来たな
Some little declaration right there. Man, Sasuke's bold, man. Danzo doesn't seem phased though. Ooh, the samurai coming in here.
Sasuke! 団蔵が逃げたぞ
水影様と長十郎はここに
Be careful, dude. No.
せんので
I have a bad feeling about him going after them.
わしは腰に来る。他の皆で好きにやってくれ。
それがいいだにカリン来い
Ooh. Who did that?
出た水影様の血形現
Ooh.
の術
Kenkai Genkai. We haven't seen one from the hidden mist of it. Oh, she freaking.
おもちゃにし霧隠れを蹂躙し
Oh my gosh. That's a cool one.
よく見るとやっぱりいい男ね内派の一族
Per usual.
邪魔をするない
い男なのにもったいないわせめてとろけるようなキス
色目使ってんだよババアのくせに
She's not even old.
影様やる気だこの人サブザさんをやった人こんな僕に本当にいやできる僕なら頑張れる
I want to see the sword.
ことにしておこう
土影様反戦しないなら頭を下げておいてくださいね
Dude.
長十郎
はいダメ軽い解放
Ooh. Cool.
体中の細胞が痛むこれがスサノオのリスクか
Yeah.
長時間使い続
Yeah, that makes sense that you need to limit that thing. It's strong as hell, man.
け体にすらできていないのにこの痛み日たちはどれほどの
これで二人っきりね
こいつ殺されたのか
Was he though?
あの流れが止まってたからおかしいと思ってたけど
Guess he is. Or at least half of him.
あなたの横その壁はさっきの攻撃の時に蓋をしておいたの
So she can kind of like control it after she throws it out or spits it out.
これでここは完全な密室逃げ道はないわ私は火水土の
Ooh.
だから血形限界も2つ
Two.
持ってる沸騰公務の術
サスケはあの壁の向こうか
Ooh, what the hell?
やばいサスケのチャクラが弱まってる
Sasuke overdoing it? No way.
大影殿に絞られたよね悪いけどあなたを助ける気はないのこのままいい男が溶けてくいつ見ても心が痛むけど死んでもらう
今度は3の霧が
Corrosive acid mist. How's that? Oh, it's happening to all of them. What the?
このチャクラ
He is fucking alive. Oh my god.
これはあの男の
I was suspending my belief for a long time, but spore like shit. Oh my god.
意外と間抜けな連中だ
これ
Ooh.
私のチャクラ
吸い取って成長しているのかいつの間に
ライカゲにやられる前に仕掛けておいた次元式の術じゃな。
Dude, she's dope, man. The Mizukage, her Keka Genkai is freaking awesome. They're gonna save him.
回復していく
大丈夫かサンが皆のところへ漏れる濃度を変えないと
Yeah, man, I love her abilities.
暁、あしらもそろそろ参戦するか。
わい
Have a little Zetsu snack.
果汁眼の術。秋がデイダラをの前に恨みはないが忍びの皆が死を望んどる。じゃあの
Atomic dismantling? How is he floating in the air, dude? That's cool. Did he just make him into a box?
サスケのチャクラがないなじゃ
そりゃそうじゃ。体ごと分子に近いレベルでバラバラにしたんじゃぜ。次はお前じゃ。
こいつ。
サスケはどこだ。
勘九郎。
あれ。
ありがとうございます。
かたじけない。
キカゲ、サスケはどこだ。
わしが塵に。
Into dust.
そのチャンスまだ残っている。そうわめくな、ライカゲ。
Dude, he's revealing himself. Holy shit.
俺の名は。
Oh man. Oh, he's alive.
お前たちにある説明をする。それを理解してもらった上で聞きたいことがある。
なんだ。
俺の目的、月の目計画に。
Okay, we heard about this. Dude. Y'all, this arc is crazy. It's all gas, no brakes. I'm freaking loving it, man. It's not what I was expecting, but boy, am I happy it's this way. Yeah, man. Seeing all the Kage powers is freaking dope. The fact that Madara is here the whole time, too. It's not just like a Sasuke and Kage thing. It just adds so much more to it. Yeah, it really feels like the stakes are on the line. Like everything's everyone's skin is getting put in the game here now, you know? All right, y'all, man, these episodes had everything. Lore, fate and destiny, the cycle of hatred, man, awesome action, so many different jutsu techniques. I think off the bat, I want to say that like just thoroughly enjoying seeing so many different ninja villages, different kind of like fortes and expertise and their interactions together. Some, you know, teamwork, some, you know, kind of individuality here. Yeah, just love seeing all the different like jutsu techniques, especially like earth style. I don't think it's something we've really seen. I mean, we've seen some of it, like different ninjas use it, but it's kind of cool to see like the actual like earth nation. I think it's the hidden stone, I believe. Like actually using their earth styles, that was really cool. The Mizukage, man, she's cool. She might be another favorite Kage coming up. Little babe over here with her cool two Kage Genkais. That was dope too. Yeah, y'all, man, I just love how much everything is just going ham right now. It definitely feels like we're at a crux of the show where things are exploding, and like I feel like it's only going to explode more, especially at the end there with Madara showing up in front of the Kages. Whew, that was crazy. Just shows how confident Madara is. Yeah, this is wild, y'all. Let's go and start with Madara and the conversation with Kakashi, Naruto, Yamato. Pretty interesting. We get well, one, he does tell them the story. We don't get the specifics, which I think makes sense. We don't need to all hear that again. But there's obviously some layer of skepticism from our Leaf Shinobi here, and I think that makes sense. But, you know, the one thing he does say is that Itachi basically sacrificed himself to save Sasuke and protect the Leaf Village, which I think from, you know, my standpoint, I believe that the general part of it, you know, his account of Itachi and what he did. So I think that's accurate, and you know, there's pieces of mistrust in there that we don't know about yet, but I think at this point in the show, the only thing that we really for sure know that Itachi lied about is probably the Nine-Tail showing up when the fourth Hokage entrapped it. So makes sense there, but I think the most interesting part is kind of them talking about Sasuke a bit, and you know, Naruto's under the assumption that Madara is the one kind of, you know, influencing him to take on this hatred after, you know, they learn that he has defeated Itachi and learned some of the truth about Itachi, they think that, like, why wouldn't he come back to the Leaf Village then? And he's accomplished it, and Itachi wanted the Leaf he wanted to protect the Leaf. Why wouldn't he take on Itachi's will? But they don't really see the part that Sasuke has so much hatred towards the Leaf's treatment of Sasuke, or of Itachi, to put him in that position, to put him between the Uchiha and the Senju clan, and basically make him destroy the Uchiha, because he had care for the Leaf Village as a whole. And so Sasuke is just consumed by hate. He has this curse of hatred that's been passed down from the Sage of Six Paths. I absolutely love this backstory of the Sage of Six Paths. I think we've been due for it. I think it's cool to see how there's kind of this split in ideology almost, right? So, he was using the, what they call it again, the Ninshu, to kind of try to bring about peace. And we kind of got some of that lore from Jiraiya and whatnot, right? But I guess he died, or he's about to die in old age before he could bring about peace. And so he had to kind of pass down his inheritance to his two children. And one of them, his older son, inherited the Rinnegan and kind of the chakra and the mental energy. And he had kind of this ideology of strength and its importance for peace, versus the younger brother, who was born with the sage's body, inherited his life force and physical energy. And he had this ideology of, like, that love is important for for peace. I do love my peaches. Bro, I'm so fucking dyslexic. Anyways, and obviously this starts the hatred cycle, because he ends up choosing the younger brother to inherit kind of the head of, I guess, the house, right? And I think that's a classic trope, and it's not even just a trope, it's in history, it's in life, where it's usually the eldest brother that gets passed down the kind of the birthright, right, to the family, the head of the family, or the head of the royal family. And in this case, and there's times in history where the younger sibling gets it instead, because they're more fit to rule. And the sage sees that. He sees that maybe the younger brother has more of that, or maybe it's more about the love than the strength, right? What really brings about peace. Maybe the sage could kind of foresee that towards the end of his life, is that it's not just the strength, it's the peace. And I think the sage probably was along that side, since even though Ninshu was a lot of strength, it was more about leading people in a discipline to peace. So it's kind of about, like, controlling your strength, probably, like mastering your strength, mastering some control and discipline, and being humble probably in your strength, right? But this starts a conflict. The brothers challenge or the older brother challenges the younger, and then throughout descendants, generations, they continue to challenge each other. And I like how it's like the Uchiha is like the descendants of the older brother, and the Senju clan is the descendant of the younger brother. It kind of makes sense why they have two different cultures, one of kind of love, that will of fire and the belief, and then the other of, like, strength and power. And it's like a cycle or predestination or fate that the strongest of each of those times will face each other. You had Madara in the first Hokage, and now it's kind of coming to this point of Sasuke Uchiha and his hatred for the ninja world, and Naruto, who has the will of fire, who reminds Madara of the first Hokage. I love that part. And I also really love how Madara said he could see the first Hokage in Naruto, how he had the will of fire. It makes a lot of sense. And he describes his relationship to the first Hokage as somebody who he admired the most, his rival, but also who he hated the most. It reminds me a lot of Sasuke's kind of demeanor towards Naruto as well. Like, I think he probably deep down does admire Naruto. I know Naruto does admire Sasuke. It kind of goes both ways, but they ultimately are rivals, and Sasuke definitely has some hatred for Naruto. I don't know if Naruto really hates Sasuke as much anymore. I think he's kind of overcome some of that, but there's so many parallels here between the Sage of the Six Paths and his sons and their attitudes, and Naruto and Sasuke's, or the Leaf, or the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. It's just really, really well done. And I honestly think the younger brother's description of, you know, the life force, physical energy, and love is a really good description of Naruto. He's not somebody who is inherently strong. He's not a genius like Sasuke. He doesn't have that technical gift from the bat, the, you know, kind of that gifted child, but he has the life force, right? He has so much chakra, for example. He has so much mental fortitude to keep trying and improving, physical energy, right? And ultimately love. He loves the people around him and believes in them, has faith in everybody and himself. I just love kind of how the lore connects to all of our present characters, but also just the Uchiha and the Senju clan. I think the world building here with this is just really well done by the author, so props to him. Another interesting part of their conversation is that they ask Madara what his goal is, because he's different than Nagato, right? Like there's a comparison between Nagato and Madara. Even though Nagato was doing some awful things, he ultimately had a you know, an ambition that was grounded in some kind of ethical value, peace. And maybe it was backwards and twisted, but ultimately he did want peace. And Naruto calls Madara out. He's like, you are different. You don't want peace. And Madara admits, he's like, yeah, you're right. I am different than Nagato. And Madara says that he wants to become complete. What does that mean? Does that mean he wants to join back in the Sage of Six Paths and be that sage that has both the strength of the chakra and the mental energy with that physical and mental spirit? Like, is it something somewhat tangible like that, like to gather the Rinnegan and take back what was lost in that split of power? Or maybe it's complete as in ruling the world and having complete control. Who knows? It's definitely a bit vague, but it does make me very curious. And he definitely seems to intend to use Sasuke to accomplish this, kind of like he was using Nagato and his hatred. He tends to weaponize Sasuke's hatred, and obviously Naruto doesn't like that. And one thing that I thought was interesting was the line where Madara said to use Sasuke, he says, controlling people requires the skill to manipulate the darkness in their soul. And obviously Sasuke's got a lot of darkness in his soul, so probably the more darkness or the heavier the darkness, the easier to manipulate somebody. But I think it's realistic to life too, you know, like, you know, we all are at our weakest from, or most vulnerable from influence because of pain or insecurities, you know, that darkness that's in us. All right, let's get back to the Sasuke versus the Kages, just in general against the Kages. I thought that was so sick that Sasuke is just able to keep up with all of these really strong opponents. You know, we get some reveals here. Off the bat, I gotta say the Raikage is just built different, bro. He's crazy. He sacrifices his arm, which is nuts. You know, he has like that determination. He has, you know, self-sacrifice himself maybe a bit preemptively, potentially. Like, even if Gaara didn't come in to kind of like save Sasuke, he also might have saved the Raikage to a degree, maybe. If he at least would have lost his leg too if he had hit the Amaterasu as well. And then they also say, I think Karin says that the Raikage's chakra is like up there with Tailed Beast level. So for like an individual to have that level of chakra is just crazy. Once again, it reminds me of Naruto in a lot of ways with the innate level of chakra that he has, plus the Nine Tail obviously. But like, I feel like Naruto by himself also just has a ton of chakra. But of course in this fight, you know, the Raikage is no joke and he's able to outmaneuver Sasuke and deliver some big blows. But we get the reveal of SUSANOO, right? The one that Itachi had that had been revealed in his fight with Sasuke. Pretty crazy. And it's also revealed that that's the, I guess, third awakened power. If you have two awakened Mangekyo Sharingans, is SUSANOO. SUSANOO? But I think they alluded to that back when Itachi and Sasuke were talking about Mangekyo Sharingan, or maybe it was Madara and Sasuke about, you know, another power awakening, but it was never mentioned. So I'm assuming this is what that power is. And boy, is it a strong power. The real ultimate defense. I liked how there was a you know, a conflict or a face-off between Gaara and Sasuke as well. Honestly, one of my favorite scenes of this episode because of just the relevance to a past storyline of Gaara and his character development and his relation to Sasuke being in the dark and his eyes being opened to the light by Naruto. And Gaara trying to do the same for Sasuke here, you know, kind of trying to challenge him. It's like, don't keep going down this path. There's only solitude. He's like, I would know, I was there. But even in that darkness, there's always a glimmer of light. And Sasuke's response is that he's closed his eyes a long time ago. And that brings sadness to Gaara, right? He cries. You know, his Temari and Kankuro tell him to kind of put his personal feelings aside. He's like, Kazekage, you need to put it aside. And he's like, yeah, I think he accepts his duty here, but if it was personally up to him, he probably would keep trying to get it out of him, you know? But he's sad. He's sad to see it, that he's kind of has lost himself. But I want to say, dude, like, just with that, like, I guess, metaphor of the light and darkness and, you know, closing your eyes to the light, your eyes can always be reopened, right? You can always have someone pry your eyes open or give it one last shot to open your eyes and see if you can follow that light. So I think that there is still potential for Sasuke to be redeemed in some way, but at this point he is consumed by darkness for sure. And you see it in his eyes, you see it in his demeanor, in his actions with, you know, taking down the palace and not protecting Jugo and Saget's like he would have in the past arcs. Like even when they're going after Killer Bee, he was protecting his comrades and he cared. Here he's like very detached from that. He's only after his goal of getting Danzo. You know, he tells Karin that we'll go back for them, but you know, Danzo comes first. He's losing that will of fire, the leaf that he had been brought up in, and he's completely being consumed by strength and hatred, or strength in hatred. We also get the Mizukage. Let's talk about her for a little bit. She's got 2 Kekai Genkai, which is sick. Different than Haku's way back when. And honestly, it's crazy to think about Haku having a Kekai Genkai, just, you know, knowing how rare it is in this universe. I mean, obviously we've seen a decent amount of them, but we've met a lot of characters and there's not a ton that have it. And so it's kind of crazy to think about how Haku had like a really sick one, that ice one. But the Mizukage has pretty much the opposite. She has lava. She can use 3 nature types. The only one she can't use is the electricity one, or lightning. And then she also has the solid fog jutsu, which is like acidic mist. Really, really cool. I liked how it's like burning away Sasuke's shield. Insane. Yeah, she seems really strong. And then, of course, right at the right time, Zetsu comes back to life, or probably was never really dead, but he has this spore ability. Really interesting, but it like eats away chakra and he like gives it to Sasuke, which is cool. Obviously, everyone's kind of able to get out of it, but that's a really interesting ability too. Some misdirection there. We get the Tsuchikage with the atomic disarming jutsu. That was really interesting. I'm assuming that Madara kind of came in and saved Sasuke in that moment. We don't really see it, but he does have Sasuke on his shoulder. And of course, we end with Madara coming in to confront the Kages. And Danzo's escaping, which I guess makes sense. He needs to get out of there, but bro, this shit's crazy, y'all. I can't say enough how like the tone of this arc is just so enjoyable right now. I feel like this is what I've been wanting for a minute in Naruto since I've like learned of the Great Wars and getting some of the historical context. All I've wanted to see is like more of the world and like maybe even a war, right? Like the next Great War. Seeing these different ninja villages and their cultures and differences and similarities clash. And in fact, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Sand Village in these couple of episodes. You know, Kankuro, Temari, and Gaara protecting just everybody in different ways. Protecting Sasuke, protecting the Raikage from his leg getting burnt, protecting one of the samurai, helping people get the spores off of them. Yeah, dude, you can see how the change in Gaara has changed the culture of the Sand Village. They're so much more protective and nurturing than they used to be back when we met them in classic Naruto. I love it so much. But yeah, anyways, like, dude, the scale is just awesome. I think because of this, the tone of this, the world feels like it's expanding so much, and I'm all for it, y'all. It's really exciting. Let's go ahead and do the character names for MVP. Man, you could give it to so many different people in these episodes, y'all. I feel like it's like pick your poison, or pick, it could be any of the Kages basically, except for fucking Danzo, of course. But I'm gonna give it to Sasuke, dude. The power that he has with the Mangekyo with SUSANOO is just insane, bro. The power scaling here is wild. Obviously, he has, there's limitations to it with it draining his chakra or it like causing a lot of pain if he uses it for an extended period of time. But man, just crazy to see him facing off against like so many different powerful shinobi. A couple Kages at once with Gaara and the Raikage, and then their retainers. Just really, really crazy, man. For the best moment, I'm going to give that to Madara at the end, showing up in front of all the Kages. Also talk about aura and just power, right? The fact that he's not scared either to show up in front of every single Kage except for Danzo is just, it's crazy, man. For the funniest character, we'll give it to Killer B, showing back with his amazing raps. Bakarayo, da 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 da. He's so geeky, dude. And then for the Sako, I will also give it to Sasuke. I really hate that his darkness has gone to the point where he even is pretty much neglecting his current comrades. Not only has he kind of denied Sasuke and Sakura and Kakashi, he has kind of ousted them from his sight, for that lightness, from his darkness. He's also starting to do it to his current ones who are helping him. And I don't know, I think if this continues, if he continues down this dark path, I think he's going to lose them too. Like, why would they stick around with him if he's not going to protect them at all, if there's no actual camaraderie? I know this is kind of like a group of misfits to a degree, but I don't know, they all did start caring about each other, and I feel like they might have learned something from the little bit of that will of fire that was left in Sasuke for a bit, and now that's gone. But now they all kind of have it, and they're like, well, what the hell is happening to you? Right? Like, I don't know. I could see that happening, but we'll have to see. And Karin seems very loyal to him, so we'll see if she tries to like pull him out of it. I don't know. I could see that as well. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this one. Let me know what y'all's character ratings would have been. Yeah, this is great, y'all. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you all are enjoying the reactions and the reviews. If you do, drop a like, comment all the good stuff, and I will catch you for the next episodes. Peace.